Jenny Millers, a lonely 29-year-old waitress in a small Kansas diner, quietly feeds a hungry 10-year-old boy who quietly reads in the corner each morning. She never asks his name or his story. Months later, the boy disappears and the internet ridicules her. Then a Special Forces colonel appears with a letter from the boy's deployed father, Master Sergeant Thompson, who died in combat and had asked that the woman who fed his son be found and thanked. The community's attitude shifts, the diner becomes a place of honor and support for military families, and Jenny receives a challenge coin as gratitude. 2. Narrative structure, beginning conflict climax end, beginning, establish routine, Jenny's solitary life, the diner's rhythms, the quiet boy who eats nothing but drinks water and reads. Conflict, social friction, coworkers' skepticism, managers' warning about free meals, and later public ridicule when the boy vanishes. Jenny wrestles with doubt and shame. Climax, the colonel's arrival with the letter and official thanks, revelation that the boy is the son of a fallen soldier and Jenny's actions preserved his dignity. The military salute and public recognition are the emotional apex. End, community transformation, fundraiser, diner policy change, Adam's letter of thanks, the challenge coin, and Jenny's quiet, reaffirmed belief in unconditional kindness. 3. Emotional hooks and impactful moments, the ritualized morning encounters, unspoken kindness. Jenny bringing an unintended plate of pancakes and the boy's hesitant eating. The social shaming on Facebook contrasting with private compassion. The father's final letter thanking the woman who fed my son and the colonel's public salute. Adam's handwritten note acknowledging Jenny's quiet heroism. 4. Elements that make the story go viral or relatable, universal themes, hunger, dignity, anonymity of kindness, military sacrifice. Visual, repeatable motifs, the corner booth, pancakes, the notebook/photo, the challenge coin. Social media beat, mockery vindication, which fuels tension and audience engagement. A satisfying emotional payoff, recognition of quiet heroism, that easily fits short-form video formats and shareable posts. 5. Weak points, some scenes risk melodrama, military convoy arrival, public salute, if not handled quietly. Predictable arc, anonymous good deed trial reveal vindication. Occasional exposition-heavy moments, colonel's long speech, backstory revealed in one block. Minor characters sometimes feel one-dimensional, Kathy, Mark, Harold as archetypes. 6. Suggestions for improvement, ground the climax in quieter intimacy, less spectacle, more focused on Jenny's internal recognition and a private moment before public acknowledgement. Avoid heavy-handed public humiliation redemption tropes, instead, layer ambiguity to deepen tension. Break up exposition. Distribute father's letters as objects/intercut memories rather than a single monologue. Deepen Jenny's backstory via sensory anchors, the journal, a scar, small rituals. Make Mark, Kathy, and Harold humanized with small contradictions. Let Adam's voice emerge earlier through small notes or a voiceover to strengthen emotional payoff. 7. Ideal target audience, viewers of emotional short films and reels, 18 to 55, military families, community advocates, and those drawn to quiet, character-driven stories. Works well for social platforms, 60-180s edits, and festival shorts. Section 1. News story beginning, steam fogged the diner windows like breath from something that had been waiting too long. Jenny moved through the morning like someone performing a ritual she'd learned as a child, flip the sign, tip the coffee pot, straighten the sugar caddies until the chrome caught the light. Her apron was the same faded blue she'd tied on for 3 years. Her hands remembered the small kindnesses even when the rest of her was tired. Rosie sat between a hardware store and a laundromat, the kind of place where the day opened on the same hour, same faces, same jokes. But mornings had a hush here that felt like a secret kept between the linoleum and the bell over the door. It was into that hush, into the smell of frying batter and burnt coffee, that the boy slipped every morning at 7:15 exactly, as if the world had given him permission to breathe for a sliver of time. He took the corner booth that was farthest from the door, a pocket of dim light where the vinyl was softer and the echoes of conversation pooled. He carried a backpack too large for his frame and a book whose spine looked like it had been hugged. For the first week Jenny thought he was waiting for someone. He ordered nothing but a glass of water, his hands folded around it like he already knew how little safety sometimes cost. On the 15th morning, the kitchen made an extra plate, flipped pancakes cooling on a rack, and Jenny set them down at his table with the easy excuse of the cook mixed orders. The boy's eyes fought shame and hunger in a way she recognized from the photographs on her apartment wall, a small face lifted with something like panic, and then a decision to be brave. He ate quickly, like the food might evaporate if he blinked too long. When he finished, he didn't smile, he didn't need to. He left a tiny, near-silent thank you. It was a sound that sat between them and became a contract more binding than paper. I feed, you do not ask. He would later become the rhythm that made her mornings feel less like a loop and more like a purpose. Jenny carried the past in small objects, a dog-eared photograph of her father in uniform, a worn leather journal with his handwriting curling into the margins. There was a memory tucked beside those things of being the recipient of someone's mercy when she had been starving and 11. That memory lived in the pinch of her breath when she watched the boy fold into the booth. Outside, the town woke up the same way it always had. School buses coughed, men in oil-stained jackets paused for coffee, and a mail carrier whistled a familiar tune. Inside, the booth became a private geography, a place where a scared child could touch the edge of safety and a waitress could press the small, necessary warmth of food into his hands without asking why. For Jenny, the morning was no longer an unbroken plane of repetition, it had an angle now. Each silent nod exchanged with the boy was a new thing, like the first note in a melody she had stopped expecting to hear. And the diner, with its hum and clink, felt suddenly like a harbor.